really know what you're doing, if you can make a hell of a lot more on the money that you borrow, why wouldn't you, right? You have to leverage. And there's a lot of things people are that are willing to do, especially if they see that you can turn a profit on the money and that you know how to handle money and not going out there making crazy mistakes. You're investing in things as you accumulate assets. And as you accumulate assets and get depreciations and so forth, you're building equity. And now all of that is growing. And now people start to understand when they look at your balance sheet, like, damn, this person knows what they're doing. I'll loan you more money because you don't need it at that point. The more you don't need it because you're doing well, the more they're willing to lend. But if you take that and you know you can turn more, and because when you borrow money, the only thing is there's going to be interest attached. And sometimes the interest is high, sometimes it's low. But if you really know what you're doing, if you can make a hell of a lot more on the money that you borrow, why wouldn't you, right? But if you're going to get out there and reach that in 5 years, $10 million, then what you're doing, like I said, it's the liquidity event that happens. And when you have the liquidity event and the assets are being exchanged, is when you start, this whole thing is really happening, but you got to plan the whole thing out. What does it take? What is the multiples that you're trying to be at? And then the reason I was talking before about arbitrage and how that fits in with the assets and equity is that you get the power of X. The power of X means the multiples that you're going to get. Because if you sell your business, multiples of EBITDA, if you're selling it at 3 times X, and let's say you got $1.5 million in EBITDA. So, if you're selling at 3 times X, that's 4.5. But if you're selling at 10X, that's 11.5. So it's a big difference. And the thing and that's why I say economy of scale, because a scale changes that multiple just like that.